I go so far back with Evan Longoria. You know what I love about this guy? He'd be one of those guys you stand in the backyard as a kid, and just the sweet stance, never changed it. I remember being in Tampa, and they would shoot this machine that would shoot the ball at you, and he was hitting, and he'd call out the number as it was coming in. Boom, that was a 4, that was a 7. I'm like, no way. It was really awesome. But the thing about him, we're overlooking this guy. He's really been a treasure of our sport. Like I said, I love Evan Longoria. How about 08, he was in the postseason, and now it's 23, and he's back in the postseason again. You remember this? Game 1, 2-run homer he hits here. And how about this one right here? These 2 home runs he hit in that game, let's just say October 2nd. That was then. And then they took on the Red Sox, and he just destroyed them. 4 home runs. I remember the 2 he hit in Boston. You're like, holy smokes. So they were going to the World Series. Incredible. But he was also the Rookie of the Year that year, and deservedly so. Smooth, great-looking dude, great person. In the 2010 All-Star game, he started that game. But if you want to notice through these highlights, it is the same swing. He hasn't changed. He hasn't gone leg kicks and done all kinds of crazy stuff. He's been a stud since the moment he came up. How about Wild Card Wednesday? Oh, man, game 162 that put them where they were headed to go do the things they've been doing. The Rays' all-time leading HR guy. We see him now. He's 35 in his older years, but, man, what a stud he was. But even last year, he turned the clock back a little bit. The Giants got a chance to do some things, won the AL West, 107 wins. That was in 2021. And now this year he's back in the championship series again with another club with Tampa. I mean, I love his career. I love what he's done. The person he's been the same. He's been an ambassador for the sport. And he's just been a guy that you root for. So congrats, Evan. Keep it going. Now, look, he could also pick it. So we're going to talk a little defense. Yeah, we're going down the schoolyard, and we're going to go to my Professor Ripken down here. Bill, what's with the circle, man?
Well, I tell you what, the circle comes into play, if we can shoot that up here, as a teaching tool. And I'm going to do 2 things here with this circle before we get into Evan Longoria a little bit more. Buddy Bell is the one who came up with the circle idea from what I understand. And I've talked to Buddy Bell about this circle and how you do this. When you come over from the first time like you're a middle guy, you come over to third and you're like, I'm at third base. Yeah, everybody calls it the hot corner. Everybody says step and dive. Be ready over there. Buddy Bell says, hold on. Slow it down a little bit, and if you can take your pregame ground balls maybe off the bat or a fungo guy in the circle, you start to learn that drop steps are pretty cool. I don't always have to go this way, and I don't always have to go step and dive. You can almost play third base like you're in a rocking chair. And that's where I'll get to Evan Longoria. So when you looked at Evan Longoria, I remember this when he was a young Ray. He was down there on the knee taking ground balls before Ronnie Washington was ever doing his drills with his Atlanta Braves teammates. And he looks like he's in a rocking chair there, just working the hands. So I went to this year, and I said, I want some boring routine, just ho-hum plays. And this dude knows how to use his feet, and it looks like to me, and he's never been a part of the Buddy Bell circle drill, wherever Buddy was, but he understands that it's not this panic, step and dive. It's this, I've got some time, and if I sit there and kind of relax, in Buddy's terms, what we do now as third baseman when we relax, we slow the ball down.
And I love the drop step.
The drop step is the key, because some people want to say it's an Olay move. You're stepping to the side, no, stay in front of it. No, I don't subscribe. Because when I talk about a drop step, so if we're in the middle of this circle, and I'm taking my ground balls and I can use the entire circle.
Yeah.
I don't want to go outside the circle and maybe get a better hop. So part of it is now I'm also training myself to catch the tweeners. The in-betweeners. But the drop step, when the ball hit there and there, the bounding ball, if I create this position and open up a little bit, I catch this now in the center of my body. This, to me, is not an Olay. This is a fundamental sound thing to do. And I think when you watch Evan Longoria, look, you mentioned it, he's getting older in years. But let's not forget, before Manny Machado, before Nolan Arenado, when we start talking about this dude was the man.
You're right.
There's no question about it. And when I was doing this tape, when you had the idea to say, Bill, look at Longo, I said, okay, I pull up these plays. I immediately thought of Buddy Bell. I watched him take boring ground balls because he's got great feet. And there was something about him watching that. There was a little Alan Trammell release point thing too. And I go back to yesteryear when I was a young guy in the minor leagues. I went to watch my brother play the Tigers in Memorial Stadium. And Junior goes, look, dude, I know you're going to sit up in the right field stands, drink your beer with your buddies, and have a good time. Do me a favor. Watch Alan Trammell for 3 innings before you have fun. And I said, okay, I can do that. But I enjoy watching boring plays, but understanding why they do certain things.
Tells you how consistent that guy is.
There was
right?
no
On the boring
question.
Play.
No
and
question.
the thing I liked and learned, too, as you're doing this drop step, I'm watching you track the ball.
Sure.
It's easier to see it.
Right.
You know?
It's not the Olay where I'm doing this behind me, because now I'm putting this foot back here, my head comes back, and my glove's actually in front.
And look at where his head is to see the ball.
Exactly. And then when you catch it in this position, the drop, it also gets me going in that direction, which is first base, which you like.
I love it, man. That's good stuff. Longo's a stud, huh?
Stud.
Been awesome.